Boy, we sure do got some comedians that come through the page. Don't expect a lot of people to be in here, considering it's the middle of the day and y'all should be out there running that freight. Truck Trader Sam, what's going on? I just came on here real quick just to talk about the bingo, what the results were on that. I saw you in the live or in the meeting or the safety meeting, whatever, earlier today. Trucker Q, our boys at Trans Am. I saw that, and I just saw a video that he put out saying that he's going to do a video on why he thinks that Trans Am, being a Trans Am, is better than being at Prime. Trucking Unfiltered, what's up? So anyway, I've been trying to lay low a little bit on some of this stuff that I like to partake in when I come off the road. Like, I barely even dented some of this stuff, and I've been home damn near a week. But I'm not going to say who this is. I'll say who it might be, but it could be somebody else. I got a message from Rich's River Smoker saying that something should be in the mail today. So I'm not sure if this is from him or not, but whoever it is a comedian, all right? So the first thing I get, because you know how my hair gets a little long when I'm out there on the road for them long times. So sent me a pic. All right, so I got the Afro pic here. And then I got like a bigger bag. God damn. Now this does take me back to my youth right here. Damn. If I can get this motherfucker open, goddamn. Boom. Got the pick with the fist. I don't know if my hair is going to be long enough to be walking around with that, but got that. So, and then two other picks, you know what I'm saying? Seems like the only thing he missed out of this was the cake cutter pick from back in the day. So anyway, what else came with this was, and like I said, I'm believing this is Rich's River Smoker right here. So got this little whiskey glass set right here. And I think this is from Rich's River Smoker. It could be by somebody else, and there could be something else on the way. Because he said this should be coming tomorrow. So anyway, boom. So just, since he bought me this, I might as well just go ahead and take a little sample right quick. Oh, and there's a guy on YouTube. I wish I had my other phone right now. Man, I forgot his name, but he is totally crashing out. He's like homeless, living out of his car, and he's going to anybody. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, put it in the chat. I don't have my other phone right here, but he's like going through Pam trucking school right now, and he went through some other mom and pop trucking school, and they didn't have credentials and all this stuff, and now he's out here motherfucking Pam and everything. And I mean, this guy is the face of failure. If you want to watch somebody crash and burn, I think Pig or something's in the name or something like that. Like fuck, I forget the name. He was even on the news or something like that when they were talking about this unaccredited trucking school this guy was going to. I mean, it is a catastrophe watching this guy. And he should, like, I was sitting here wanting him to succeed. It was like, you know what? here's a guy that's living in his car. And I was like, you know what? He's going to get a CDL. And like within the next year, he's going to be out here talking more shit than truck drivers that have been doing it for a while, because he's going to get his swagger back and all stuff. Man, he is crashing and burning. And I'm like, listen, we are not going to Yale or anything like that. You're putting too much stress on yourself. And then he's out here putting the content in front of the fucking money. Oh, I might have to run in there and get my other phone to pass this information on. Might as well blow his channel up. Oh, Slime Pack. Hey, let's go over the... Come on, somebody's got to know the trucking channel I'm talking about. I might have to run in there and... Fuck, I forgot the name of it. Anyway, we did not get Prime as a destination company. So we did not get that one. We did get somebody referring to how long they or somebody else has been at Prime, so we hit that one. They did not mention DeSova leaving Prime, so got that one. Referring to driver's business, definitely hit that one. Dang, you know what? I'm not even sure. Did we hit how much money you can make in training? I think we did, but for some reason I forgot to check that one out. Low cost, not cheap. Somebody mentioned that yesterday, and I was like, that is not going to come up. I mean, I know they say it, but I would never just expect that to come up. But we hit that one. Hit the new Freightliners. Dispatch is your business partner. And we had some other ones I didn't think that hit, but we basically hit all but one on that first square, maybe two. I'm not sure if they spoke about how much money you can make in training. Oh, 412, did you send that? I was thinking, so you're talking about, all right, I thought it might have been Rich's River Smokers. You sent this? And see, okay, so I thought it might have been Rich's River Smokers at first. So, yeah, so 412 not only blessed me with the $50 from Trucker Todd leaving, but now when I'm on the road, I won't have to be using forks and everything to pick out my fro. So that's good. I'm about to have a drink with your little whiskey glass that you bought. Appreciate it. I'm not going to get too deep into it because I did just get back from the gym. I just can't raw dog it like I used to and just be going and doing physicals like straight off the truck. So got to go up there and put in that work for, until I leave home. Yeah, you got me every different kind of pick, man, except the cake cutter pick. So anyway, 412, do you know the name of that channel? Do you know the name of the channel of the guy that's... Sorry about that. 412, do you know the name of the channel of that guy that's going through PAM trucking school, who's living in his car, that is doing everything he can to self-sabotage himself from going through or from making it through training? Come on, because everybody needs, I mean, at least if he's not going to make it as a truck driver, he might at least he at least might have a successful YouTube channel. Because again, another YouTube channel, and usually it's the brand new ones and stuff like that are just getting into trucking that put content in front of business. And he's like saying, I don't care if Trans Am finds out or not. This story's bigger than... It's just like, you idiot. Yeah, he's an old white dude, and in his channel name is called like Pig or something like that, or something like that. If you can, man, look that up for me. Like PAM Transportation, and then he went to like Speedy Trucking School in like El Paso, Texas or something like that. Because I was like really rooting for this guy. And to watch him now, it's just... He's like the poster boy. Like he's worse. He could be worse than just about. He's probably gonna crash and burn harder than anybody else I've seen. So anyway. So that's about it. I wasn't going to be in here that long. Yesterday I was speaking about the challenges and stuff that is going through that I've been going through dealing with, my daughter not being up on the money like she should and making her inconvenience be my problem. And me and my wife got into it at the end of that last live, and that just is what it is. There's no way that I was going to take it down for that, because I try to keep it at least somewhat real, and that wasn't as big of an issue as it was, maybe as it would have seemed, but I had to go straighten that shit out real quick. She was not letting it die, and I could have been on live forever going over that shit. After I've been drinking the same thing I've been drinking since I've been home, and I really haven't even been in the mood to drink anything. Really, for a week, that's like barely anything. Scotty Bear, you guys gotta go watch that YouTube channel, Scotty Bear, and his channel goes back years and years and years. And some people ask, why have a YouTube channel? Maybe having a YouTube channel can help you see the mental decline that you have over, because if you go back and look at his videos like 12 years ago, I think he was talking about gambling or something like that. His mental acuity was a ton better back then than it is now. And I think he's 52 years old right now. But I was like really rooting for this guy. So what's up, Tim Travels? So I'm just saying, just again, everybody go check out Scotty Bear. You might have to type in Scotty Bear CDL training or Scotty Bear Pam, whatever it is. But I was like truly invested in, because you have all these people that get into trucking and they kind of bitch about shit. Oh, we ain't making no money and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, you know what? This is a good case study, because a lot of people that make it at Prime that, let's say they've been there 7 or 8 years. I know people that came from nothing and now they're the salty truck drivers talking shit about you know what I mean? But there's very few people that you see that are actually homeless that kind of end up in a position where they've turned their life around. So I was rooting for this guy, but he is doing everything he can to he's doing everything he can to self-sabotage himself. I mean, it's painful to watch. And it's really hard to watch when you just have to watch the video. Like, either he's like not confident enough, or he's like literally putting. Okay. If you go back to my old videos and I'm at Salt Lake City, or I'm about to go to Salt Lake City for training, whatever it was, I said in a video, and it's out there, I don't know what the name of the video was I need to treat this like I forgot how I said it, but I had to treat this like it was my only option, because it would just be so easy just to walk away. It's easy to walk away from trucking, and I'm going through trucking school when I didn't necessarily have to be there, I guess you could say. And I remember there was a time when I was in trucking school and it was like snowing out in Salt Lake City, and they were militant in Salt Lake City when I was there. It was like 10 hours a day on the pad, rain, snow, shine, whatever. You were just out there on that pad. And I remember talking to my wife about it. She's like, why don't you leave? We don't need this shit. So I went into it with that mindset. Like, I had to do it. Like, Almost like when I went in the Marines, like there was no other options. And he's out here just putting YouTube in front of like he's looking like 1 foot in front of his face instead of like years down the road. He is like made some of the dumbest comments I've ever heard. I mean, listen, we've been on YouTube and we've seen a lot of people make some dumbass comments on YouTube. This guy is like cleaning up on it. And it hurts because I was wanting so much for this guy. It's ridiculous. Again, thank you 412 for the glass. All right, 412. Do I remember who the funniest YouTube trucker was? No. Let me know who that is. Scotty Bear is worse than Fish. Listen, Fish was stupid. Okay, Fish at least made it to his own truck. I don't even think that Scotty Bear is going to make it to his own truck. That's number one. Number two, at least Fish was smart enough to know that maybe sort of like my kids, they know they got a home to come back to. Fish has done stupid shit, like not having his own, like spending more on a car than a house payment or rent or anything like that, or living with his parents and all that kind of stuff and trying to act like he's a baller. He does, and then filming a lot of the stupid stuff he was doing when he was driving. But at least he made it to like, where is Scotty Bear going to go once Pam should get? I would be surprised if Pam doesn't fire him when they see these videos. So where's he going to go after that? He's living in his car. So I gotta give the nod to Fish for being the smarter of the two. Yeah, Tim Travels, if you want to watch a mess, go watch Scotty Bear Trucker, or whatever his name is. I mean, it's Scotty Bear, but I don't know if he has anything after that. Fish cared about YouTube more than anything. He still does. But he's not homeless. He's not about to be homeless. And Fish is just young. You know what I mean? Like, Scotty Bear has no reason to be 52 years old thinking like a 23-year-old. Anything Fish does, you could blame it on being young and dumb, because he's not even, I don't even know if he's 24 yet. So he at least has that excuse. Like in this glass. Okay, 412. Pam is the bottom of the barrel company. So if he, you know what? He is at the bottom of the barrel anyway. So I'm not sure how many companies would hire him. So the fact that Pam was going to hire him, or at least send him through their training or whatever, all he needs is a start. Like, I'll tell you this, I could have probably started off at Pam Transport or whatever, or Sierra England or whatever. And I don't think that it would, where I'm at now, would have been a whole lot different than had I started at Prime or started there. It may have taken me it might have taken me another step or something like that, or a detour along the way, but I think I still would have been in a similar position. All right, 412, they say Marines eat crayons, but I think Fish eat crayons for sure. Fish is he's not the fastest car at the track. Yeah, man, they're so you got this here. I don't fuck with too much ice or anything like that, but with some of that high proof stuff, I probably will use it. But yeah, these so as you guys don't know, instead of using ice cubes to dilute the to dilute the bourbon or whiskey or whatever, you just throw these in the freezer, get these cold, and put those in there to chill your drink without losing any of the without diluting alcohol. Anyway. And I heard Pamela's kind of making a little turnaround, to be honest with you. Hey, Rich's River Smokers. Okay, now that you're in here, you just sent me something saying that something's going to be arriving tomorrow. I got something today. So I was thinking, I forgot that 412 had asked me for my address. And by the way, 412, my last name is Whitlock. But anyway, he sent me this little bourbon or whiskey kit and all that kind of stuff. So that was one thing. But then when I thought it was you and I said you're a comedian, was because he sent me all these different pics and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'll be waiting for your shit tomorrow. Hey, 412, wasn't Pam starting guys off at like 42 cents a mile? Man, they could start them off at 30 cents a mile. When you're homeless, it's all a check. And he's out here. If you watch some videos, especially the last couple videos, and then he did like a live video somewhere in there, like he's just basically telling them just to fire him. And then he's just like, I'd rather have the story than the job or something stupid like that. It's just crazy. Are you talking about Forrest Whitaker? Is that what you're trying to imply? Who is another who is another homeless trucker? Well, okay. You're talking about he's not homeless. And that's the thing. Once your boy was smart enough to get on his own truck, he at least had a place to reside a little bit. You sexy mama jamma. You guys got me riled up. I thought I saw Trucking Unfiltered in here earlier today. I was just going to watch a little video that he posted about why he wasn't posting videos earlier today when I was at the gym, but I was looking for longer content when I was there. Greetings, my brother. How are you today? You look like a father. Man, I look like a grandfather is what I look like. I don't have a problem with Country Trucker, but the only thing about Country Trucker is everything that how can I put it? Everything that brings me stress, he brings on himself. Like all this barely being on time and being late and I'm going to be safe no matter what. I'm never going to put safety in front of, I understand all that, but it just he puts himself in these situations where it actually raises my heart rate when I see people like being late like that or so I think he'd probably be a fun dude to hang around with and have a bourbon with. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure that I would want him driving one of my trucks. I could absolutely tell you, well, when I had trucks, that would be a definite no-go right there. All right, 6077, Trans Am is better than Prime. I guess we'll see. I think he was saying that as a joke about your boy that came over. I guarantee you one thing is, I don't know about Trans Am, but if shit goes down at Trans Am and, he's asking for rate cons and contracts and all that shit, I can absolutely assure you Prime's not giving that up. I don't know if Trans Am's going to do it or not, but I do get a rate con on like maybe one out of every 75 loads. I'll see one in there. And a lot of it may be brokered, it may be, but whatever. But every time I see one in my documents, I just do the math real quick just to make sure. And every time I do the math, it comes out correct. So I don't know. We'll see if he's out there telling Trans Am how to do their business here within the next week and a half. 412, I set the line at 8 months on that, though. If you want to take me up on that, the only reason I wouldn't go shorter than 8 months is because I think that I'm not sure that he's wanting to move that fast again so quick. So I'm gonna say 8 months. He's on a 3-month lease. And like I said, the only reason I'm even mentioning him, because I never would even mention anybody like this, is a while back he was dogging on Prime, and I said something in a video that we're talking about like 4 years ago. And he's out there like talking down to me and all this kind of shit. Now, the tables were already turned, but have the tables turned at this point right now. And I never forgot. If you treat me like that, I will always remember that. There was a guy that used to be at Prime. Some of you guys know who I'm talking about because I mentioned him, but don't put it in the comments. But there was a guy at Prime, and some of these people really take this YouTube shit like really serious. You know what I'm saying? So I'm up at the terminal and everything, and if I see somebody from YouTube, I'm like, just stop by and say what's up as a courtesy or whatever. That motherfucker treated me like I was looking at him like a celebrity or some shit like that. Like he was like literally like that shit like really went to his head and everything. And I was like, and I've always remembered that. He's no longer at Prime anymore, but those are things that I remember. People that treat people, look down on people or treat them in a certain way. And that's the only reason I've even thought about your boy at Trans Am. I don't even want to say his name. And to be honest with you, he probably doesn't even remember. He probably doesn't even remember what he did that day or in that comment. Yep. Yeah, you at least got where he's working at. What's up, Jesse? I'm just out here chilling. Just got back from the gym, trying to put in that good month before I get back out on the road. All right, 412. I don't think Todd remembers much from the week before. I don't know, for a man with 25 years experience. I think that's one thing I will always kind of have is I've 7 years, which I'm coming up on, isn't that long, but I literally still feel like I'm a fucking rookie. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's good to kind of have that. I think it's kind of good to have that mentality because it keeps me kind of sharp. Somebody just asked me a question, sent me a message the other day because I got my my email address in a lot of times it's in the comments section or it's in the description or whatever. And he's like asking me, how long does it take to get over being nervous when you go to a new shipper and receiver? And I was like, I still get nervous when I go to new shippers and receivers. You know what I mean? Like if it's a brand new place and I've never been there before, unless it's like a Walmart or something like that, I still kind of get that little nervousness going up there. And anytime I go up in the Northeast, and I've been up there enough, but I still just don't feel right when I go up there. And it's not like scared feeling or anything like that. It's almost like, when I was looking, I was talking to a realtor and we were talking about, buying a property and all this kind of stuff. And this is years and years ago. And he was talking about buying something. If you're from Denver, he was talking about, he's like, what do you think about this area? And he was talking about an area that was north of like the Denver International Airport or our drop yard or any of that kind of stuff. And I was like, I just feel uncomfortable in that area. So for those of you guys in Denver watching this, I don't feel comfortable west of I-25 and north of I-25. And that's the same kind of feeling I get driving in the Northeast. It just throws my equilibrium off a little bit. Like, I don't know. So anyway, Rusty delivers at 02 in the morning. You, my friend, are whistling through the graveyard driving over I-70 like you have. Do not try that a week from now, because we're supposed to be getting like a foot of snow in about 7 days, potentially. You've been getting lucky driving over. You've been lucky driving across 70. Trust me, that luck runs. One of these days, that luck's going to run out. $412. I don't know what you're talking about as far as Tony Justice and proud of it is. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Elaborate on that. Rusty, are you parked at the yard or did you stop at a truck stop? Oh, I know you like the Sapp brothers over there. So apparently I got another good package coming tomorrow. Apparently I'm going to have to sign for it. So $70 will start. Okay, so 412 $70 will start off sunny and warm, and then about 4 or 5 hours later, you're scared for your life, fighting them mountains and whiteout conditions. And I was talking about Todd. Okay, 70 is crazy. I'm telling you, I grew up out here. And I grew up with all the people that go up there skiing. So sometimes, even if the weather's not bad, like if you're coming over 70 west to east, so you're coming from Salt Lake City or, whatever, from that direction, if it's Sunday night and people are coming home from skiing and all that, even in the best conditions, you're going to have some problems just with traffic alone. Any other time, you just don't know what you're going to get. It could be sunny down here in Denver. You could look at all your weather apps and all that kind of stuff, and you could be jacked up there. And I did see that they dropped all chains and everything yesterday night at like 8 p.m. or something like that. So one of these days I'm gonna be talking to Rusty, and he's gonna roll snake eyes on 70. Man, I don't ever watch them songs, man. As soon as he starts, like, he's one of them people that might call you a fan or some shit like that, or having songs in front of videos. That's for real. That's for like elite YouTube channels, not just channels with like a few people on. Like, get to the point. You know what I mean? It's not a TV show. So I've never waited around to listen to that whole damn song and everything. Went over yesterday, had chain controls for cars, but bare pavement. The problem with 70 is this, and this is the hardest thing about going over 70 from east to west, is by the time they tell you you need chains, unless you've looked it up on the app, and that could always change. Once they say that the chain laws are up, there's no snow there at first, right? But there's nowhere to turn around, or there might be a place to turn around, but you just can't be like, okay, I'm just going to sit it out or whatever. You got to actually turn around and drive all the way back down into Denver if you don't want to chain and everything. Yeah, I never really comment too much on his videos after he did the whole "what do I know about I work for Prime" thing. Those of you guys just came in here, if you guys want to, Bobby Reach is the OG of how not to YouTube and truck. Absolutely. That guy was like, okay, but even then, he wasn't homeless. He wasn't living out of his car. Those of you guys just came in here, go check out a channel called Scotty Bear. I don't know if there's anything after that, but he's going through training at Pam Trucking because he went to some other trucking school that was not accredited, paid a bunch of money there, CDL not valid, so he had to do the whole thing at Pam, and now he's basically throwing everybody under the bus over there, and he's about to crash out. Go check him out. I mean, I tried to watch all his videos and actually think that, not support him because but I was wishing the best for him. Doesn't look like that's going to be a case. Bobby Reach was crazy. Bobby Reach and Fish were about the same. Again, still not as messed up as this Scotty Bear guy. But they would post, like, my thing is this. Everybody does dumb shit. I guarantee you there's everybody in this chat that has done some dumb shit. Most of us aren't going to film it. Most of us aren't going to be out here filming that we almost put a truck in a ditch, or that I drove 40 miles with the rock stuck between my tires, or in both of their cases, I spent 40 minutes backing into a dock, or, whatever crazy shit you put out there. Like, some of these people will take this whole, like, I'm documenting my life shit a little too fucking far. Like, there's a difference between documenting your life and protecting yourself from showing your stupidity to the entire world. And trust me, like I said, I've done crazy shit. Ain't gonna be on video. Yeah, Jesse, I do not play on 70. Not at all. In a car, nothing. Summertime, different story. Those of you guys just came in, we did hit a full bingo. As a matter of fact, we hit almost the entire card on our meeting this morning, our safety meeting with Prime Inc. So what I did yesterday, with the help of some people that were in the comments and that left comments after the video, was some things that they were going to bring up in the meeting. And every time they said it, we would mark one off the board, just like it was bingo. And we basically filled up the entire bingo card is what we did. So some things hit that I didn't think were going to hit. Now, and anyway, just had a little fun with that. I don't want to let my fleet manager know when I plan on coming back off of home time until after he leaves today, because I don't want to start his weekend off bad. I don't know if Dennis just wasn't in the meeting today. Had he been in the meeting today, the one of the ones that didn't come through would have came through. Because he's usually the one that's good for Prime as a destination company. We missed that one right there. Probably because he wasn't in the meeting. Little dude from the 63rd floor. Man, it is such a relief when that truck is paid off. Listen, I'm telling you. That, I don't know what your fixed costs a week are. I never did lower my insurance yet. I'm going to get around to that when I get around to it. But it's like under 100, it's like $100 and something a week. So I think I got some more detention coming. So I could potentially leave back out. I forget when I plan on leaving out, like the 20th or somewhere in there. Maybe a little bit before that. I could potentially leave only being like a couple $100 in the hole. $412. I wish Prime would still go live with the meetings. Man, they ain't talking about nothing in the meetings anymore. They really weren't talking about much in them then. I think what they didn't want to do was give attorneys ammunition from their own meetings to hang them up or to hang them. Did D come up with? D is not at Prime anymore, so. Yeah, JJR has a paid off truck. He's over there at the Prime affiliate Star. I know a few people that are about to have their trucks paid off here in a little bit. $412. Terry used to flame. Oh no, hey, Rich's River Smoker, she did not come up. So that was one of my things, was that one of my bingo squares was that D Sova no longer being at Prime was not going to be mentioned. And you know what? That is that's one of the things that it's hard for me to grasp about being at Prime. Now, Prime's a bigger company than I worked at and all that kind of stuff, but I think the legacy that these people that have put in at a company should be valued. Like, for example, I could literally, and if anybody, well, I could literally go into the company that I used to work at. It's been 7 years since I worked there. Maybe 7 years and a couple months since I worked there. I could literally walk in there now and it would be like a fucking party. It'd be like, you know what? Let's order lunch, or, you know, do you want to go out for drinks and stuff after this, or what do you want to do? And, you know, when I left, it was like a party. And it's just hard to see that, you know, when people leave, whether it was D or Andrea Mueller or anybody, you know, in-house people, you know, it's just like people are like forgotten about so fast. You know what I mean? And I would hate that as a driver, I couldn't work for a company for 14 years or whatever that number is and not just be waved on to the Prime Inc. terminal, or something like that. And maybe there's some liability reasons why you can't do that or whatever, but at least mention, you know what I mean? Like, so-and-so's here for this long. They put in all this time, there's a bunch of different reasons. I mean, I've been expecting this for a long time. Probably since last summer. I didn't speak with her about why. I try to leave people alone when they talk about stuff like that, but I never did ask why. So if you know why, let us know. All right, little dude from the 63rd floor. You won't see me jumping on the cash versus lease bandwagon, though. I'm just happy it'll be paid off. Man, I'm telling you, listen, I'm so excited that you're going to pay your truck off. I mean, I'm probably even more excited than you are because I actually know what it feels like to have no pressure whatsoever. I mean, I've always kind of ran with no pressure, but once you have like literally no pressure, it's like, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even, man. So anyway, Rich River Smoker, tell us why she left, or I'd be interested if there's a real, I mean, I think I know what was being told to me as the reason why, and it wasn't even anything negative, if I remember right. I'm just not sure what I'm gonna do with this damn truck when it's kind of over with. That's the big question I got, because I've been saving up every week. I put $1,500 away, and that's going to be meant to basically pay for the next truck when it's time to get that truck, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm just not sure even if I could, like, at that point. So let's say that 2.5 years from now, whenever it's time for my truck to come due, I can't run it anymore. Would I be stupid to take that money that's actually there, like liquid money, and put that into a depreciating asset, even though I'm running with no payments or anything like that? Or hypothetically, I mean, I can't pay it off right away, but hypothetically with no payments, does that really make sense? Or would it make sense for me to stack that money somewhere else? There you go. That's what I'm thinking about. That's the question. Or even just at that point, just doing a regular lease or something like that. The only problem is that comes faster than, it's not a ton of money, but I hate giving away fucking money. I don't think I would be vested in that little money they're setting aside. So I might do a regular lease for a while, something like that. But I don't know. We'll see. I keep flip-flopping back and forth between what makes sense and what doesn't. And Rich's River Smokers, easy to talk about retiring. I mean, we could do that now. Maybe not exactly the way we're living right now. You know what I mean? But one thing that a lot of people don't think about when they're talking about retiring and all that is health insurance is a motherfucker, boy. That is a lot of fucking money. 412, and that truck does have a lot of life in it, and I'm not even sure if I don't know. It does have a lot of life left into it. JGR, I would have to leave California to retire. This old grandkid situation, I think, changes shit up a lot. Because, we could move. There's a ton of places that are cheaper than. The condo that I got alone, I could probably sell it and buy damn near anything in Ohio that you're talking for damn near cash. Colorado, I'd probably have to sell to live in a. I could sell the condo, pay this house off, or I'd even want to slim it down more than that because we don't even need this house. The only reason we live here is because we got a kid that's failed to launch, and then a grandkid. So, these are things you don't think about when you're young. Give 412 my number. All right. I'll do that right after the. All right. Little dude from 63rd started Hirschbach, went to HMD truck, stacked up my money, and got my truck from Lone Mountain 21 Cascadia. The best thing about all that is you fucking thugged it out to the end and it's going to be paid off. Man, I'm telling you, there are very few things better than a paid off truck in this business. Can sell it and move south, pay like $300,000 for a new house. I was driving in Ohio and there was like these houses, right? And it wasn't a lot of the reason this house I'm living in is the amount it isn't because of the house or anything like that. It's like where it's at, what's around it, all that kind of stuff. But I'm driving in Ohio and they're like brand new houses. I think it said like they might have been like $200,000. It was like $200,000. That is crazy right there. And I don't necessarily, it was Indiana. It's a little cold. It's cold in Colorado. But I think I would still stay in Colorado. I would just move to something less, probably. I was going to put my truck in the shop to get an overhead on it, but I was like, man, I don't even want to do that shit right now. And one of the reasons I don't have full access to my car. My daughter's car had problems, so guess what? Now I'm sharing cars with her. Kids are the gift to keep on giving. I will need somebody to wipe my ass when I get older, so I will be bringing this shit up. Jesse, I was actually thinking about buying a place in Springfield just as like a crash pad, something like that a while back. It's gone up a little bit since then. I know somebody that went and bought a brand new house out in not Springfield. It was like Republic or one of them little other communities out there. I don't even think that shit was like more than $240,000 brand new. Like 2,500 square feet, something like that. But I'm just like you said. I'm not sure, I think that if you were going to work at Prime, if I was younger, working your way in-house is probably the way to go, but I'm just not sure that there's anywhere that Prime has locations. I mean, I know they have a few fleet managers, at least one that works out of Colorado, but could I live actually in Springfield or Pittston or... I mean, maybe Manuka, not even that though. I don't know. You definitely give up a lot of things. Like, one thing a lot of people, young people don't think about is access to healthcare. I have like major hospitals, like I got like four major hospitals, like within let's say 10 miles of me in any direction. I don't have to worry about. I'm not saying Springfield is bad. Here's one thing I will. A lot of times when you're buying something, I kind of have to look at it like an investment. Springfield's going up a bit, so I do see that. I just don't know if I could look at it like an investment. So if I'm going to spend $200,000 in Springfield, I got to assume that I'm spending $200,000 in Springfield. Whereas in some places, I could be like, okay, I could spend $350,000 and then potentially have like an upside from that or whatever, just from appreciation or whatever. Springfield itself isn't a bad place. I'm just not, it's a little slow, which again, I'm getting older. It isn't that bad, but I'd be working my way in-house, so it's what I'd be doing. I'm telling you. And 412, the main reason I don't want to get an overhead done on my truck is it's doing so good. I could just see me as soon as I do an overhead, start having problems. And then me blaming the problems on the overhead, whether it's, right or wrong. $412, I wasn't even really thinking about this, but I don't have anything to do today. And my fuel mileage has been killing it. So that's the reason I don't really want to mess with anything. Man, I'm gonna tell you, these bad boys, these little hot ass rice cake things, man. These things are delicious. I'm gonna tell you. All right, let me just eat some of these and I'll be done for a minute. $412 is absolutely right when he's talking about paid off equipment. Cool, really isn't, truly isn't. Doesn't matter how old or new the truck. The new ones are made to break. I've done a rebuild or replace shit. It should have been done at 750,000 miles. That is one thing I will say is things will always be going wrong with trucks. Now, I haven't got hit with anything big. But I do know it's on the way. Naturally Created, talking about my other favorite YouTube channel, Dirty Trucking. Out here thinking people in vans are out to get her. Now, see, Dirty Trucking is... I actually think Dirty Trucking, if you look at her videos, I mean, she is like actually crazy. But I think she's actually a good truck driver. And it was her knowing all these regulations and shit. She's like a psychotic with ADHD, where she's crazy. Like me personally, the load that ended up getting her fired that kind of seemed like it started all this was that hazmat load, and she was like fixated on where this placard could have been. Man, I might have left that motherfucker without the placard on the damn thing, let alone out here trying to talk about where it's legally supposed to be and all this kind of stuff, you know? But one of her last videos when she was talking about all that ass shit and man, she keeps me laughing. There are very few channels where I've watched every single video that channel's posted. I have watched every single video she's put out. Because that's the gift that keeps on giving, boy, because she will come up with the craziest shit ever. When she's talking about people in that ass shit, and oh man, I'm telling you, she's crazy. All right, well, who are you talking about, 412? Somebody I might know. Naturally Created. Oh, okay. That's okay. Are you Donnell? She needs help. And actually, she should have been able to get disability as soon as she was going through that stuff at Werner Truck Plant and all that. I mean, she is like literally, see, when you know you're dealing with somebody that's crazy and not like joking around or trying to portray that they're crazy, when they actually think they're not crazy. Like, that's a slam dunk disability claim on that right there. Or at least get some medicine. I know somebody that used to watch her channel, that can't watch your channel anymore because it makes them feel too bad watching it. All right, Donnell. You should help your fellow Detroitian. Yeah, Dirty Trucking, man, that would be hilarious to go have a drink with her at Applebee's. $24.78. What's up? Donnell, if you want to see somebody else that's crashing and burning right now, fuck, I forgot the name of the guy's channel now. 412, if you remember the name of that channel, put that back up there. There's another guy. I don't think he's mental, but he's definitely blowing his chances right now. Fuck, I mentioned it earlier. I forget the name of his channel. Just watching people crash and burn on YouTube is a hard thing to watch. Hey, 412, if you're up in here still, put the name of that guy's channel back in here. The pig channel guy. Give everybody a channel to watch so they can see like the ending of somebody's trucking career before it begins. Damn, I'm trying to find this guy's name. Trying to look it up now, but that'll give you hours of like people run out of shit to watch on YouTube. This guy will give you at least if you haven't watched him before, it'll give you a ton of content to watch as you're driving or doing whatever you're trying to do. Scotty Bear. For some reason, I thought it was a pig or something. Scotty Bear. Go check him out. Boy, you want to watch somebody crash and burn right in front of you. Oh, my God. Quentin, too. More, I forgot the name of his channel. He's another one. I don't remember Lone Wolf being like that. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong Lone Wolf. But Moore is crazy. He probably has the record of the most jobs. I know Lone Wolf. Never thought he was that bad though. But Quentin Moore, he probably has the record of most jobs on YouTube. Truckers channels. Because now he's only to where he can work for Chicago companies. Okay. 412, I see you. And let me get this last one down. Just a little sample, not even a full sip, just to taste it. Listen, I'm telling you, Donnell, you watch this guy. I have never rooted for another channel so hard in my life. When I first saw him, with the little crocodile tear kind of, you wasn't crying, but you know what I mean. Being homeless, and I'm going to this trucking school, and I'm living in my car and all this kind of stuff. And then it's like that went bad. So he ended up going to Pam Transportation. So now he's out of the car, living in a hotel room. So now it's better, and he should be able to get his own truck here pretty soon. But he's like self-sabotaging this. He's self-sabotaging entirely his whole journey. And then some shit blew up yesterday at the training thing, and it's just ridiculous. All right, so Richards River Smokers, you and 412 got each other's phone numbers, or do I got to broker that shit? Let me know. Cheetos and Soda, what's up? Out here in Colorado, we are living like it's spring until another week. One more week is supposed to be like a foot of snow, potentially. About to start driving, but I'm still listening. Well, you need to go listen to your boy Scotty Bear, because you have never seen somebody, I'd say even worse than Dirty Trucking. $412, my mechanic just called me $6,300. Jesus Christ. How much have you put in that truck in the last 6 months? That's crazy. Also, if you guys just came in, well, 412, I don't want to take any more of your money, especially if you just got hit with a $6,300 bill, but my over and under for your boy is 8 months. And it'll be 2 weeks before he starts telling Trans Am how to do business. And about another month before he talks about he's not going to promote him anymore, but they're a good company. Man, sorry to hear about that truck issue. 412. If you want to see some hilarious shit, go to them go to that comment section in like the last 4 videos of your boy Trans Am. Those are hilarious comments. All right, y'all. Well, it's about time for me to get off of here. I'm come in here and figure out what I want to do when my wife gets off work, if anything at all, and go from there. Go check out my boy Scotty Boy, because he's gonna need the views once this shit blows up. So he's gonna need the YouTube money because this other shit's about to dry up. Anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by here. I am on my way out. Peace.